Hi, my name is Cheryl Mays, and welcome to our moment of elevation. I am the Chief Learning Officer from Rise and Shine CF, a consulting firm, where we make better leaders, better processes, and we help to train better employees. And I come to you every Tuesday and Thursday for a moment of elevation, where we spend 10 minutes to get mental, get motivated, and then get moving. Use what I've given you to have a great day and have a reason to celebrate at the end of the day. So, before we get started though, I have to make a few announcements. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor because you get nothing unless you ask. I'm going to ask you to go to our YouTube channel, Rise and Shine CF. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you're alerted and you can actually join us. Also, if you're in this Facebook group, Rise and Shine Success, I'm going to ask you to not only like the video and make a comment, but to also share with others, because I guarantee you what we're doing is going to allow others to be able to have better opportunities for the things that they desire in their lives, to accomplish their goals, to fulfill their dreams. And then I'm also going to ask you to like and follow on Instagram at Rise and Shine CF, and then connect with me on LinkedIn at Cheryl Mays. So I'm asking you to do all of those things. So let's go ahead and get started with our moment of elevation. What we're going to do today is, next week is the time when we all should have voted. November 4th is that day. And I want to talk about leadership because, whether you are appointed as a leader, which could be in your corporation, it could be in an organization, it could be in a ministry. If you are appointed a leader, or if you are a leader in your home, if you are designated to lead a group of individuals, it doesn't matter. The leader position still has some fundamental principles that if you follow them, it will allow you to empower, inspire, and have the ability to help others to get better at doing what they do while you get better at being a great leader. And so there are 4 major principles to being a servant leader. Now, we've all heard that term before, right? Servant leadership. It can be servant leadership. It can be values-based leaders. Whichever term you've heard or whichever term you are more bent towards, let's base it as the umbrella for these 4 principles. The first one being a great leader has to have self-awareness. What does that mean? It means having the ability to know who you are and being able to share that with others. We operate within our company's core values. And so as we are looking at being a leader, we have core values. What are your personal core values that will allow you that if you go left or right, too far off the main course, you have the ability to get back on track and then head true north? What are those principles, and does your team, does your family, do people around you know what those principles are? What do you stand for? The second principle is balance and perspective. I call it using this third lens, where you actually have the ability to see from another person's angle. Oftentimes as leaders, you might want to have that mindset of this is what I said and this is what we're going to do. But if you have the ability to use balance and perspective, then you can look at it from another angle. You can see someone else's opinion and validate that opinion, because remember, leaders are to create better leaders. So if you do that, then you allow input. Oftentimes, as leaders, we want to look at how we can get it done. We used to have a saying at a corporation where I worked at, it is we are they. So how are you operating within your team to be able to see the many talents that they have to help you get better, to help you accomplish the goals of the organization, to help you increase your bottom line, so that it is an effort from everyone? So that's true balance and perspective. And then there's true self-confidence. And that's where the feedback comes in, right? As a leader, it's so hard to give feedback and to really accept it and use it in a manner that it's been given. And so when you start thinking about feedback, oftentimes you look at your higher ups, and that's who you perceive your feedback to be from, and validate it. But what about those individuals that are around you, your peers, the people that work for you, the people that are on your team, your staff, their feedback is equally as important as those that you report to. And so how do you find out what people are really thinking without asking them? Because sometimes they're not going to tell you exactly what they're thinking. But there's an opportunity for you, and I call it a performance metrics, where you literally ask your team 3 questions every week. And you allow them to respond to those questions honestly without retaliation. So you allow them to respond honestly, and it is, what have I done to help this week? Have I used my active listening? And am I doing a great job on empowering you? And if not, how? Now, here's the main piece about doing something like that, is that once you get the responses, and they're rating it from 1 to 10, if you fall anywhere from, let's say, 7 or below, your next question would be, what could I do to get a 10? Because that's going to allow you to grow, and it's going to allow you to focus on them and how you can help them. The second thing I want you to think about is, we spend so much time trying to get better in the things that we are weak at. We want to improve on our, the things that we just don't seem to do very well. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to do a mind shift. I want you to get better at the things that you do well. Look at your strengths and get better at those. The things that you're weak in, have people that are better in those areas surround you. So that way you have the best of everything around you, and you can do it together. You don't always have to be the only one that has all of the skills. So utilize the talents that are around you. Now, the final principle is genuine humility. Remember one thing, you weren't always a leader. I was not always a leader. We were not always leaders. But you have the ability to be able to be more creative, to get more collaboration, when people understand that you're just as human as they are, and you are also seeking to get to that level. So genuine humility is so very important, because that's what keeps you grounded. That's what allows you to be approachable. That's what allows you to have an open mindset. That's what allows you the ability to influence others when they can come to you. And then to be, a little humorous. There's nothing wrong with bringing humor into the workplace. Oftentimes, humor is that bridge that connects you to another person. Even though you need to get the work done, but it doesn't have to be where people don't want to be there in order to do the work. So bring humor back into the workplace. It provokes conversation, and it allows people to realize that you are just as human as they are, and it forms a connection. So when you're thinking about servant leadership, think about being that values-based leader that operates through true confidence, balance and perspective, self-awareness, and genuine humility. That's what we want as a leader. That's what we want from our leaders, whether they are in government, whether they are in corporate, whether they are in our households. That's the type of a leader that empowers and inspires and helps others get better. And that's our moment of elevation for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I enjoy coming every Tuesday and Thursday, where I get to share a technique, I get to motivate or inspire, and allow you to just have 10 minutes where you can just recharge, get yourselves into a great mindset, and then get back to doing what you're doing and do it with more excellence. My name is Cheryl Mays, and I am the Chief Learning Officer for Rise and Shine CF, a consulting firm, where we help to train better leaders, better processes, and better employees. And once again, I'm going to ask you to follow us on Instagram at Rise and Shine CF. I'm going to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Rise and Shine CF. In this Facebook group, Rise and Shine.Success, I am going to ask you to share the videos, like the videos, make a comment. Let me know how you think about this. Let me know if you have any input. I believe in iron sharpening iron, so we help one another. And then I'm also going to ask you to connect with me on LinkedIn at Cheryl Mays. Those are the opportunities that you have to have more information about what I have going on, about the partnerships that we formed, about some of the other great things out in the community that's happening and things that I am partaking in to actually help people to be more empowered, to help people to have better processes when they look at their present state and their future state. All of the things that we love doing at Rise and Shine, and you have access to it. So have an amazing day, and thank you for joining me.